So I'm a little weirded out. Oh, wait. Hi! That's something I don't think I've been doing lately. I haven't been saying hi. Yeah. Usually you greet somebody before you start talking to them. Um, unless you're a manager at, a store, and then you might just walk up to, Jason and then go, "You need to do this. I'm a cashier. You need to go," and, "you need to go put this stuff on the shelf. I'm a cashier." And then, Jason's gonna, you know, be sent off to go put that stuff on the shelf anyway. Yeah. That actually happened to us a few times. Anyway, but that's not what I was thinking of. I should start with hi first. But the thing is that went to go and start this, and I really want to work on my story today. I haven't had breakfast yet either, and it's 10:54 in the morning. So, um, so the idea was, get on here at least until 11, and then I can go and work on my story and eat and watch the rest of the YouTube videos I needed to watch, and all that fun stuff, right? Well, it said Minecraft needed an update. Okay, fine. So I pressed the button, and that's why it was a little delayed. Um, anyway, I pressed the button, and it's sitting there, updating like it's supposed to, and I'm confused now. Hold on. Please tell me that didn't. No, it still has to putty water. That just sounded so weird the way I said that. See how it's kind of moving? But it's not moving so much that it's making me sick. I mean, I don't stay down at the water level um, that long, but, it's not really enough to make me sick. So I'm like, yeah. It looks pretty. I just got confused because it didn't have that nasty fog. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if it's like because I'm in a savanna biome, or if it's because it's messed up. It's not supposed to be like this, or what. Like I want to go to another biome here somewhere and find out if it's the same thing. Ooh, if I haven't done it already, I need to give myself a light block and a barrier block. The barrier block even more than the light block. Um, I actually wrote it down on my phone exactly how to get both of them. And now I don't have to ask my son 300,000 times. He was getting annoyed. But it wasn't really 300,000 times, it was just a lot. It's like I got it for that file and I got it for that file, so I didn't care anymore. But then I had to go and ask, the next time that I got a file, and I mean, a new world. So like I had it for world A and world B, but I didn't have it for world C, and I had to go and ask him what it was again. So this time I wrote it down. Which is something I should have done the whole time, because I know I'm going to want it. I know I'm going to want the light block and the barrier block. So the cool thing about the light block is that you can put it down and you can go right through it. you can walk right through it. So you can go and brighten up places and nobody will ever know how you did it. My son did that to me way back when, and I'm like, "How did you do this?" And then he finally told me, and I'm like, "Oh, that is so cool!" So yeah, the only thing that we can't get me to be able to do is the command blocks. Like where you say have like this whole entire back end and you want it back there somewhere, and you can go and move it. I can't do that. Or like if you've got this whole thing right here and you need to fill it in. I kind of hope that I can convince him to um try to help me today, but I doubt it. Cuz he's got GTA 5 got an update. Technically it's GTA 5 online, but I don't know if that's even really the term anymore. But anyway, um not that. Anyway, it got an update and he's super excited about it. The only problem is that um they had a, I don't know if you would call it a misunderstanding or if the two were being rude like I think they were. But okay, so the three of them were in a party together. Darth, my husband, Sid, Sidoran. Um, it's Darth Caesar 00, but anyway. Like I said, totally safe to play with online. Will not lure you to websites or anything like that. Um, like okay, so I don't know if it's happening anymore, but I think it was a couple of years ago. There was some guy that tried to lure me to a website. Okay, so I'm old enough to go to that website if it was what we think it was. But what if that had been a kid? I was like super like, what if that had been a kid? And then all of a sudden, they're seeing stuff that they really didn't need to be seeing at that age, whatever it was. Because people at their 6-year-olds play GTA, and that's not okay. Although there's a little bit of violence here on Minecraft too, because you're killing the Ender Dragon. You got swords, you got uh um what else do we got? You know what? That's bugging me now. What do we got? We got axes or something like that, so we can chop down the trees. That's kind of being violent. Um, in a good way, but okay. So we got swords. We got pickaxes. We've got iron. Well, we got axes and we got pickaxes and we got shovels and hoes and we've even got arrows. So that's kind of violent, but it's cartoony violent. So it's kind of okay. And it's not as bad as Looney Tunes where you're like literally dropping trucks on people's heads. Like Looney Tunes is one of those things, Bugs Bunny and Sylvester the Cat and Tweety Bird and all those characters if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Because you probably grew up with SpongeBob. That is another conversation. I never got into SpongeBob. But that's another conversation for another time. Anyway, like Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny. He goes and puts okay, Elmer Fudd's trying to kill him. So I mean, shoot him so he can have something, for dinner that night. And Bugs Bunny is over there putting his finger in the gun. It's a rifle, I guess. Yeah, a rifle. I just got an image of it in my head. So he's got a rifle, and Bugs Bunny just goes and puts a finger in the gun, the end of the gun that's pointing at him. And so Elmer Fudd blows up when he pulls the trigger. Um, in cartoon fashion, Wile E. Coyote goes and accidentally runs too far off the cliff, so he's literally midair. But cartoons aren't supposed to fall until they look down. So he looks over and he realizes that Roadrunner is on the edge of the land, and he finally looks down. He goes, "Yipe!" And like sometimes I seem to remember sometimes he waves. And anyway, he falls. That's not okay. Wile E. Coyote never gets anything to eat. He's always that's something that kind of bugs me, is he's always ordering stuff from Acme, which is the cartoon version of Amazon. And he never once orders food. He's got all this money to order rockets and skates and all this stuff, and he never once orders food. But on the other hand, way back when, catalogs did not do food. You went to the grocery store, or you went out and hunted it yourself, or if you're a farmer, you raised it. And we're not going to continue that sentence. Anyway, but he never once ordered food. Kind of bugs me. Because you always see him, he's like super skinny and he looks very dehydrated, and he never once ordered food. But he orders all these rockets and stuff so he can eat the Roadrunner. I think I remember, if I remember correctly, he caught him once, but then he got away again. Okay, let's see what else can we... Oh no, normally I don't talk on these things. But wow, it's 15 minutes already? Oh! I'm like, okay, I'm going that way. And there's a person down there. I'm the only one on the file, besides animals. You want to know what it is? That thing. The shadow. Ooh, Sam would not like that one. So I've got a whole bunch of wolves on this file, and I'm using them as DOGs. And then I've got a whole bunch of cats on this file. And the Wandering Traitor keeps bringing in his llamas. I think we have some llamas in here too, though. regular free range llamas. We have cows. Hey, that's not supposed to be the cow that. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be a brown cow. I mean, not that color brown. The new color brown. The like um reddish tannish brown. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, it's a nice looking cow. But is it a cow or a bull? Because it's got horns. Okay, so we're gonna take this out, see if we can find, and we're gonna go over there and see if we can find what I'm talking about. Because this is bothering me. I got, an update as soon as I got on here, and all of a sudden I got great looking water and regular looking cow. That's a little weird. Oh, if anybody's interested, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie with, I want to say it was Christy Swanson, is on YouTube right now. I just suddenly remembered. Because I watched it last night. I was a little afraid I was going to have some kind of weird dream. But actually, it's okay. Okay, so there's that villager right there. There's that horse and horse there. That villager, that villager. What are they doing at night? That's kind of creepy. They're supposed to be sleeping. Huh. Well, I can't find any more cows. So weird. This is village number 2. He's out during the night. Wow. Do they, not have beds? Huh. Where's this go? Oh, okay. So this goes to my cereal factory, where this still needs to be excavated. That means removed. In this case, excavated is like you're trying to find the mummy's tomb, and you need to go down underground to find it. You have to dig underground to find it, kind of thing. I think. It might have a more simple term. Just, ask your, ask your Hey Google or Siri, or, I'm sorry if I'm triggering everybody's, home devices, but, or your Alexa. And, well, I think the rule applies for all of them that you have to say hey first, but but anyway, if you ask that, then you can get a better description of excavating. I could say that until I needed to say it. Wow. So weird. Anyway, so this is the old cereal factory over here. And literally the important stuff is that the captain is here on a bed. Oh, I have room for a bed. Yay me. Super, we're not gonna get where'd it go? Where'd it go? What's that? Cyan harness. Oh, gas harnesses, I bet. Cool. Okay. Okay, so we're not gonna get these puny little beds. Um, they're good beds. I like them, but we're not gonna use them. We are gonna get. No, we don't want a pink bed. I know this has a bed in here somewhere. Oh, that thing. We're gonna get that bed. I like that. That's so cool. Anyway, so the captain's over here, and he's having too much fun, but we're gonna ignore that. And then Morgan and her crew are slowly put into this crate right here. That's in Summer Journey. So it was gonna be Unexpected Journey, but then I was like, that's a hard word to say, and just because you didn't expect it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that unexpected is a good word to use. So anyway, I changed it to Summer Journey, and I'm a lot happier with it because a lot of people can say summer. Unexpected, that's a harder word to say. Um so yeah, I Oh, well, it's night, so I may not be able to find any. So I went that. This is a gas station. It still has no floor. Well, it still has not enough floor. Um. So, like, I've been told that this is. Oh, like these guys. Okay, they're more red than I was saying. See, these guys. Look, there's a little baby. No, I just looking at you. Come here. Yeah, see? Okay. Yeah, okay, so we do have free range llamas. So anyway, where were we? Why did I plant a tree? Or did it plant a tree? Oh, and we got like pigs. Okay. Sheep. Oh, yeah, there's my crew. Okay, so the best way to get your crew to quit following you is to come up here and no. Well, it isn't working, but go this way. I mean, go away from them while you're up here, and then they can't find you. And that's the best way to do it when you're trying to make sure that they're not gonna get hurt. A lot of people don't care. They'll just go and kill the animals on here, no problem. And I don't like to do that. Yeah, it looks like this is gonna be. See, now it's working. That is stupid. Okay, I'm fine. Um, anyway, so, a little less than 3 minutes. I'll end this. A little less than 3 minutes, and I'll end this. Because I really want to work on my story today. I am just making sure that the paperback and the hardback say the same stuff. It's supposed to be the same book, but I went and edited the paperback and forgot to update the hardback when I was done. I mean, yeah, like when I was done editing for the day, I forgot to add whatever it was to the hardback version. So that didn't work. So now I'm having to go through the whole entire hardback version and make sure it's the same. And I mean, I've got, the paperback on the left and the hardback on the right, and I'm having to go through the whole entire thing and make for dang sure that everything's right. So it's a hard thing. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but then it's also not hard. It's more hard concentrating because, there's an Xbox over here. There's a TV show over there. There's YouTube videos I still haven't watched. There's kitty cats to play fishy toy with. When those stick toys with the string and the fish is at the end of the string. I'm gonna do that after I eat something because I was trying to do it earlier while I was playing golf and that didn't work. So so today I've done golf with your friends, I've done Dreamlight Valley, I've done Minecraft, yeah. Made a video on every single one. And yeah, this is a little bit boring right here what I'm doing, but it'll be very satisfying when it's done. So I've noticed that with it's either F whip or FWhip. That people don't seem to mind what we think might be boring to the audience. So I'm taking a chance here. Must have done that yesterday. Okay. I must have done that yesterday. So, okay, there we go. We're at 30 minutes. So yeah, so please check out my books. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. And if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please comment, share, subscribe, notification bell. And if you're watching me on Twitch right now, then please follow and chat when I'm streaming. And I've made so many videos today that I'm gonna say, okay, my books are on Amazon, and you just have to type in Tina Rash Books, and you should find all 6 of them, which is Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, later in the series, Esperanza's Party, The Island. Yeah, because I've got a big writer's block between when they were not born yet and when they're born yet. Um, I mean, okay. Uh, I've got a big writer's block between when they were not born yet and when they are um, learning that they like each other enough to date each other. So, yeah. They like each other like that is how I usually say it. Um, yeah. So, okay. So, uh, Pirate's Daughter, Misfortune, Hard Times, Esperanza's Party, where they learn that they like each other like that, and The Island. And then there's this whole separate series. That's all the Rolling Sea, because that's the name of the ship. And then there's a whole separate series called Adopted, because I figure when we get animals, we're not going to go buy them at the pet store. Um, they usually don't have animals to buy at the pet. Well, fish, but fish and maybe guinea pigs and rats and stuff. But um, but we're not going to be able to go and buy a new cat at the pet store or buy a new dog at the pet store. We're probably going to go to somewhere and adopt a cat or a dog, or have them plopped on our doorstep like Ben's Ben's big story is that the lady upstairs was allergic, so we adopted him so he didn't have to go to the kitty pound. And Sam got paw delivered by a dog, because you can't say hand delivered because they don't have hands, they have paws. So anyway, paw delivered by a dog. And then Coral, somebody else, which was before everybody else, Coral was supposed to be getting her medicine from her foster dad, and he couldn't be bothered to take care of her properly. So he asked if we could take care of the kittens so they could get their medicine and stuff. And I'm like, okay. My husband was apprehensive. He wasn't sure that he wanted a pet because we really couldn't afford it. But yeah, Coral just passed away in January, on the 23rd of 2025, and yeah, so we're I was crying more than my husband, unfortunately. I mean, he was sad, but like I was home with her when she had her very first seizure and her very last seizure. Anyway. So I figured that we'll probably have a lot of animals uh be given handed to us like that. That same person gave us an elderly cat named Henrietta. We named her Henny because she liked that a lot better than Henrietta. Who looks at a Siamese cat and says Henrietta anyway? Anyway, so so she had some kind of health issue, but but she didn't act like it was bothering her, so we just let her live her life until she was pretty much telling us, Mom, let me go. It's okay. And so we had to take her to the, uh, we call it go live with the kitty doctor. And then, and before her, we had Roxy. Well, we had her and Roxy. No, maybe we didn't. I think we did though. I am so confused. But anyway, we had. I think we had Roxy and Henny at the same. Or maybe we had Roxy and then we had Henny. I don't know. Anyway, one of them had renal failure and the other one had something else wrong with them. And so, yeah, I said I was going to make this little short video and it's almost 40 minutes. Um, oh, there was something else. There was something else I wanted to show you guys. I just remembered. I don't think it's going to work though. Because it was like a sunset. It was like a sunset shot or a sunrise shot, something like that. Um, it was I was down by the water here doing something, and whatever I had built was reflected here. I thought that was so cool. And I don't like the wandering traitor, so I'm glad he's down there. Um. Okay. And when I was a kid, I had Tessa. Well, Tessa was a family dog, but she liked me. She hung out with me the most, I think. Um. But I felt bad because that was my baby before I had my daughter. And so there came a time when she was old and crotchety and didn't want to be around this little kid that's running around and everything. So like Ashley would go to pet her and she'd snap. She'd snap at her. And so uh so my I think it was my parents called up or they were talking to me at home. I don't remember which. And they asked me, they told me that, they thought it was time. And I'm like, do it. She's obviously suffering. And, it had become, it had literally become uh my dog or my daughter, and the daughter won, duh. But I feel bad because that was my baby. So, anyway, didn't mean to make this a downer. So as soon as I finish this, I promise I will get off because I'm hungry. Um, I'm hungry. I need to play fishy toy with the kitty babies. Um, I need to play fishy toy with the kitty babies. It was cute. While I was playing golf with your friends earlier, making my Friday stream, I happened to see that uh Bobby went over there and she was pawing at the toy. And I didn't know that she liked to play with toys. I introduced her to that several days ago, and she liked it. It was probably a couple of weeks ago, actually. I need to play with them more. Um, I mean, I give them loves and attention and everything. I go and make sure that they got food and water and all that, but I don't always remember to play with them. So, so I brought the fishy toy down because it's usually up on my desk, to be out of the way so it doesn't get broken or stolen by a kitty cat and all of a sudden they're choking on the string. Um, so anyway, I go and put it up when we're done playing with it. And so she was pawing at it, and I'm like, okay, let's get that down. And I was going to play fishy toy as soon as I was done playing the 2 games of golf. That's what I usually do is 2 games of golf, and then I'll do something else for the rest of the time. And in this case, we've got a new star path. I swear we just ended the last one. Oh my goodness. Um, but anyway, we got a new star path, and I got to a point where I can't do anything anymore because it's all time gated. That means that it's gonna take uh like I gotta talk to Mickey Mouse one more time, and I gotta give Goofy his favorite stuff one more time, and feed a turtle one more time. But I can't do any of that stuff until tomorrow because you're only allowed to talk to Mickey Mouse once a day. You're only allowed to give Goofy 3 gifts. Um, I mean, you can give him more gifts, but they're not going to count toward the give him 5 gifts or whatever. Yeah, it's 5 gifts, so 2 more tomorrow. But anyway, and you can only feed turtles that actually exist, and they took away the thing that says uh whether this animal is here or not. They changed it to companions, and I don't like that. I still need to know when this animal is going to be here. They just assumed that we've been playing so long that we know that stuff, but what if it's a new player? A new player's not going to know that, say the white squirrel is only there on Sundays. They're going to be expecting it to be there one of the other days. And they're going to get really frustrated because they don't know what the schedule is. Anyway. Oh, I thought I was going to... Oh my goodness. Keep getting so distracted. I'm so sorry. Well, okay, so normally I go from 8 to 11 a.m. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And sometimes I go beyond that. So maybe this will be one of the sometimes. But I really need to quit for breakfast, lunch, whatever you want to call it. It's breakfast at lunchtime or lunch at lunchtime, depending on what I eat. So, yeah, I think I've run out of things to talk about. I love Dreamlight Valley, but right now it's having issues. Although, I've got to say, day before yesterday, had to log in and log out like 20 times because, you get stuck to where, like you try to go in a house and it just froze up. You try to go out of the house after you fixed it. I mean, well, you didn't really get fixed, but you go out of the house, after you've logged back in and you get stuck. It was not okay. But today, I only had to do that once. So it does seem like it's getting better. Although I think that might be because so many people got frustrated and stopped playing it. It's like, you know what? I'll try it in a week. But then those people might end up missing out on Star Path items because they waited so long. I hope not. I really, really hope not because, missing out on Star Path items, everybody that did get them is going to be using that Star Path item to make their Dream Snap even better. And, because it's the new thing. And, yeah. So, yeah, I need to stop this stream. Although if I wait a little bit longer, it'll be an hour long. Hmm. Yeah. So, how about let's say I will see you in the next stream or video.